All right. I just started a new live. I'm gonna shuttle this one over there. I put a StreamYard link backstage for Ben. For Ben. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. And the audience will automatically redirect. Welcome, dear audience. What am I gonna do? I got this catch. So the other stream was hitting the limit. I actually like Ben's thoughts so far from what I've heard him a little bit. I think he's absolutely right. There is a way. There's raw material, and it needs to be harnessed. Hopefully Ben shows up. So far, like I said, I dropped the link for Ben, and so far, literally everybody else is here. For some reason. I don't know. Ben Thorpe. Hi, Gary. So okay, well that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm only bringing Ben up, Richie, because I'm tired. I've been streaming for 12 hours. But I did like that topic and I want to hear that conversation. But I don't know if Ben's going to be able to find his way over here. In the meantime, what should we talk about? All right. You're the two survivors. I didn't want everybody over here. I am still like hoping to hear that Ben comes over and we can hear this, but YouTube, by virtue of your persistence, win the extras game.
I mean, you know, when you're in one of those moods where you need to actually be kicked off to stop, because you can't stop. You're like, you don't want to leave. You need to be.
Oh yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. All right. Yeah. Here it comes. Here it comes. This is for the Thorpes only, and the other 5 of you that click it. I'm gonna drop. Yeah, I'm still streaming. I'm on a fucked up. I'm fucked up. No. Oh my God. You people are fucking retarded. Anybody can click it, but literally everybody is getting kicked except for the one person I keep saying it's for. Kick. Much love to you too, and much love to everybody. I'm fucked off. No, everybody else is fucked off. Oh, my sleep schedule's fucked off.
You should record your sleep schedule, because I did that, and it turns out I actually have a circadian rhythm. It's just really weird.
What do you mean? How's it weird?
It like rotates, like, so I get up gradually, like I'm more nocturnal for a while, and then I'm more like diurnal for a while, and then I'm more, so it's like it cruises around and around and around.
Okay, because if I'm left to my own devices, Mine tends to push back like 2 hours later every night and sort of cycles
Yeah.
back to. Yeah.
That's exactly how mine is, pretty much.
Okay, that's not a very functional sleep schedule.
It is for me because I work for myself.
I do too, but it's still like,
yeah.
you know, I don't know. It's abnormal.
Maybe you're just like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I get plenty of sleep.
Like
I
you
feel
don't
healthy.
dislike it when your sleep schedule is synced up with the opposite of the rest of the world, and it's like, oh, I gotta go to the post office today.
No,
Oh, it's
not really. I don't need that much. I have a metal box out in the front. I can check my mail whenever the fuck I want.
fair enough. That's what those things are for?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, I have to do it pretty.
You know those little
regularly 'cause the
sex
neighbors will steal
houses
my
that
shit.
the little sex houses with the holes in them you put in trees? Apparently those are
glory
for
hole?
birds.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, no.
Oh. All right,
Where's
Ben.
That was a joke.
I know. It was good. It was good. But around here we believe in saving it for marriage.
Oh yeah.
4.5 years, baby.
This might be the.
Wait, I am still a virgin because I'm not married yet. Those are the details.
Well, if the Thorpes don't figure this out quick, this could be the fastest stream on record.
I'll be disappointed, but that's my own fault.
Huh?
I said I'd be disappointed, but that would be my own fault, right? Am I lagging?
It would because you have expectations. I presided over a wedding online. I didn't get married online.
That was M and Mitchell, wasn't it?
That was M and Mitchell. I got to clip that out. That was great shit. But I got in trouble. Apparently, all the women thought I was being mean to M. I didn't think I was.
Yeah, I've never been married, but I'm excited to be married, and
Are you engaged?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was married for a year.
I was married for 10 years.
I've always wanted to be married, but I don't want the big wedding or anything. I just want a public declaration from somebody that has the same, we'll work it out no matter what kind of vibe is me.
Just kind of walk around a willow tree together and.
You want to have an online wedding like M did?
No, I kind of want to go in nature somewhere. I want to do something weird, have a Viking wedding or something. We set up tents and have a few friends throw a big party and and then we go into the tent and everybody listens to us
tie
outside.
your wrists, silk and all that. That sounds cool, man. A Viking wedding sounds cool.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to unite these two Vikings in matrimony.
Hang on. No, I can't get married again.
Yeah,
well,
I already have my fiance, so you can't do it here.
Too late. It's too late. You're already married to Richie.
No.
Congratulations, Whit. Look, this is how Vikings got married. They stole their wives.
He didn't say I do anyways, and neither did I. Not to him.
You just did by saying that you didn't say it.
You
know what? We can edit that out so that it says the right thing.
Dude, my potential Mrs. Fly.
Look, isn't it fucking beautiful? It is.
Okay, good. Get her undressed and we'll do this thing.
Well, I don't have a passport, so this is going to be problematic.
My potential Mrs. Fly in Spain would have something to say about that.
Ain't no mountain.
Oh, yeah. I don't deal with being a side bitch unless I get to pick her.
That's what the fuck I've been telling people. If you're trying to have a threesome, you have to let the girl choose the other girl.
That's what happened with me and my ex-wife.
Absolutely.
Because the minute that you as the guy recommend somebody, you can guarantee that girl's forever off limits.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. And with every time that I've ever let that happen, I picked the guy like myself. I always pick the guy. It's got to be me
when
doing
it's like
that.
2 guys and 1 chick? No, that's
No.
off limits.
No, I've never. I've done that, but it was not like a relationship. It was like just like a fling. But I always pick the guy, and the guy is bad at picking apparently because
What?
he picks bad girls like that are not good.
Did you already dislike them before you even got busy? Because
No, I actually didn't even know them, and I'm like not a bad judge of character. And I knew right away that it probably wasn't going to work out, but I knew.
Why is it so tiny?
Yeah.
She got such a sexy voice, man.
but what I'm suggesting is that the fact that he picked them out meant that they were doomed from the get-go.
No, I don't think it was that. I think he's just a bad picker.
Well, he picked you, right?
No, he didn't. I picked him.
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I was saying. But I was a bad picker at picking him probably because he's a bad picker. But
So and maybe you don't know, a lot of these things are just sort of instinctual, but what are some things in a bad pick that are observable?
well, one of them was like an IV drug user, and she also had transactional relationships before that, like a lot of them.
So a prostitute who shoots up
Yeah.
is probably
Yeah.
I think that the choice was probably because that was that was more of a sure go than going approaching.
I mean,
bird in a bar.
Normally, if you're hanging out with people like that, it's because you're shooting up too.
Yeah, and I figured that out for sure.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, a bad pick. Well, it wasn't a great pick to pick the first one, and that was because she actually was like totally into trying to break people up, and
so it's not
it didn't
things
work.
like having bigger
It didn't
boobs
work,
and stuff. Like it's not things like that. Like,
We're here for the strategic marketing meeting with Ben.
Right. Sorry,
You're
let me put
here.
us in our proper spots. We got distracted by you guys taking forever, and then we were
Sorry,
talking
that was
about
Grace's fault.
My fault.
It's always the girl's fault.
Yeah.
shut up.
Okay, Ben, I liked where your head was at.
Yeah.
You're right, though. There's a ton of raw material around us,
Yeah.
but it's ungatherable.
You think so? All right. Well, Grace had an idea. Let me shoot this. Do you know the history? I know that, like, you're familiar with Lolcow Live.
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't really watched them, but I know who they are, and I'm subscribed.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And so you know the guy that runs it is Keemstar, and he's been around about a decade. And the way he came up was by running something called Drama Alert.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did was he was just like a kind of gossip mill for
The biggest people
for the
online.
Destinies and all that kind of stuff, but not like the National Enquirer, not for like Taylor Swift, but for like online people.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit it big with that, and now he's riding that somewhat with Lolcow Live. But
Yeah.
okay, so but I think the reason that there was a space for him to go there, which, like, again, it's not like a unique model. All he's doing is like what the National Enquirer is doing, except he's doing it in a kind of new space that's exploding, and he's going to be the person you go to kind of get the deets a little bit on what's up, to keep you updated if you're not able to spend all of your time watching all these people. So Grace had the idea of doing that,
With
and you would say
voice.
it's ungatherable, but like, what about a weekly show where she just kind of summarizes like the latest with clips, which is kind of what you do, but you do it in long form.
Mhm. Boy news.
A lot of channels sort of do it. It's not.
They
It's not.
sort of do it. Yeah.
It's,
they
yeah.
sort
It's
of.
not ever tight production or anything.
Right. But
Wow,
I'm
you
saying,
guys
But
did
there's-
that exactly
there's-
the same. Did you
there's
see that?
There's an untapped market.
Mhm.
There's so much Boit stuff that is way funnier than anything that's going on with like bigger people.
yeah,
Like,
that's true.
it's fucking hilarious.
You're
Hormax
right.
masturbating his way off the internet. That is fucking classic. but
Can I?
nobody's aware of it. But you could make it accessible to a larger audience by saying like, welcome to the bottom of the internet. Today we're going to be going over, this
Can I
drama
interject?
between a wigger and whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can introduce them as characters that are accessible to a larger audience. And it would also help those people because then they might go to their long form content.
And Grace could be a hub, or you two together could be a hub where people send you clips, because people are enthusiastic to send their clips, but a lot of times the clip never gets any traction. The person never gets, if you a real entertainment person would say, this clip came from whoever, thank you very much, and they get a kind of dopamine hit from being recognized, especially if it's on a big channel. And then won't be looking for the next hit. Like, not everyone's in it for the big money or the big fame. Some people just like want to be part of something fun.
Most people just want to participate and want attention, really.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Umperville?
Yeah, I have heard of that. Yep.
Is that not like, that's kind of what he does, isn't it? He picks people that are hilarious. Like he basically got famous off the back of Nikocado Avocado.
Yes, but like he covers like way bigger people. What I'm saying,
Yeah,
that's like the Chris Chan type of stuff.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a similar. It's not super original. I'm just saying like I'm going to be covering people with like 26 views on their videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
channels, yeah.
And really getting into it because I've been familiar with these people for like 2 years now. I really understand them.
And some of them are kind of geniuses. Ethos. I think Hormaxer is a genius, even though
no way.
I think he's a genius. Yeah. I mean, if in short,
you mean he is brilliant content or something, right?
It's like all the other industries, isn't it? It's like the ones that are chosen get all the attention, fame, and money. But there's a whole wealth of talent that's completely untapped.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, not to be like a boomer about it, but it's like, when punk rock was going on at first, it was tiny. No one was noticing it. It was violent. There's all these drugs, but like some people in the mainstream industry went out there and saw those shows and saw something going on that was really very exciting. Yeah. And eventually, you know what I mean? So like
Jack Talcott. Stephen David says, this week in internet cults, failed internet cults. Like Jack Talcott, he's a cult leader with no following. He's great.
Content gold if it could be harnessed. And I know
and when he gets upset and moves from like the like the banal sort of preachy stuff and just starts swearing, it's hilarious, right? Because this is like Ned Flanders flipping out, right? And
his stories about
praise God, man. Fucking praise God. God is so amazing. The sun, the nature, the earth, water, the way words work, the way knowledge works, the way love feels. God, praise God, man.
Yeah, it's untapped potential.
Right, and it's beautiful, and like there's a part of what Jack's saying that's hilarious, and then there's a part of it that's like he is actually like very devout in a certain way. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of it, right? And
it's so you want to be an insanity pimp?
I think so, but like I think in the midst, if you take all of the insanity of all the people that like are in these areas and mix it together, it's kind of sane. It's just kind of like that's being a human being. Hormaxer's way too into like nutting, but like there's a place for that. It's fine, you know what I mean?
But
and
I mean, it really is. Like
also,
you have a good.
There's so many people who are like, so there's Boyd people like Speakeasy, and then there's like 20 people who follow Speakeasy and clip him, who are totally like they're not really like stream material, but like they can be harnessed too. Like all these people have all this drama, and they're like, I send you like Toxic Angel. He'll send me like 20 clips about something. I have no idea what he's talking about, but he's one of these guys who would just go around clipping things and being like, okay, this drama.
I haven't heard from him in a minute. Crispy, is he still attacking us?
How do you avoid being Jerry Springer though?
You don't.
Oh well, you want to be.
You want to be, but I mean, it's a little
Jerry
bit
Springer
different to
had
cover.
actors.
It's a little bit different to cover it than to say like. And I'm not coming at it from like a high and mighty place. Like I am in Boyd. You know what I mean? Like I'm very familiar with it. I've been in Boyd for most of my YouTube career. So I understand it. I'm saying as
Who's
one of
Voight?
the Voiders. You know what I mean?
I don't know who Voight is. It's all right. I think I get the analogy, anyways.
Boyd is like
Yeah.
just
Boyd?
bottom of
I
YouTube.
was saying,
Bottom of
yeah, what is
She's technically talking just about low-level niche channels that have dynamic people who are like underappreciated, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that's really what Boyd is, but
Caucasian Sasquatch does it in a different way, doesn't he? Like it gets people on talking to them about their channels, smaller channels. It's a different thing he's doing. But
Sasquatch has told me to do this before. He's said that what I bring to the table is basically my response. He likes how I respond to people's insanity, right? And he said you need more of that.
Well,
He
you-
normally has good ideas that I don't implement very quickly.
Would you like to have a segment on my show? You could cover a specific person and give the breakdown. Like, I don't know who you would be good with. Easy, I guess.
I mean,
Like, don't you think it would be funny this week on Boyd TV? Andrew Wilson steals Speakeasy's verbal combat idea. He played the clip.
I don't like the idea of having specific segments allocated to like Easy. That's way too much clout and attention for Easy to have like a regular segment, or a regular dedicated person. That's what I told fucking Toxic Angel because he wanted to interview me for one of his Easy Hate videos. I said no. Like,
Oh, easy.
But what I'm saying is, look, no. What I'm saying, Flo, is like on a larger level, but aside from that idea, which I think is a good one, but is a lot of work, frankly. Like
Yeah,
it's a lot of work getting all those clips together, keeping it tight, editing it, which Grace can do, but she'd have to believe in it. But
yeah.
what I'm saying is the internet is a little bit like, I think you would say like streaming is like a rocketing in popularity format. Okay. But there tend to be like in unregulated spaces, there tend to like mafias tend to form, which are often weak mafias. Like you've got the Destiny kind of mafia.
Let's be real. You're sitting in the back with your little like a mob boss right now.
Yeah.
Was this set up on purpose? Are you tinkering with my subconscious?
Yes, come and talk to me. I'm here to help. Yeah, I don't know. I think that like the problem is there's too many people who want to be like the big dog, and they don't have the patience like required to put in like 10 years to get like a moderate audience. But I think those people have value, but only in collaboration with others. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck with their like ball washers and their cult, and they're going to close off to other people. Sometimes people do that and actually make it like Andrew Wilson. He did that and he actually like made it.
Do you think he closed off?
Oh my God. Somewhat. Andrew does. Yeah. His chat is the most ball washer chat you would ever conceive of.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's clean in there.
Yeah. I mean,
I've never, that there's actually people like talking about how cigarettes can be good for you now because he made that little quip that one time that his doctor told him to smoke.
Right.
Could you believe being fucking stupid enough that because Andrew said, yeah, man, I just can't believe it. Where the fuck are these people during the day that come out in order to wash balls?
There is science behind that.
Yeah, if you've got like IBS or something, like half a cigarette a day or something, but
nicotine is not. Nicotine is like caffeine. It has really positive aspects.
Nicotine has some positive, but never once in the history of doctors have doctors recommended smoke a pack and a half a day.
No, but
yeah,
they used to actually.
That was
part of the marketing of cigarettes is that they're good for you.
Okay, I forgot about that.
It's always been a sacred healing plant, the tobacco plant. What they do to it chemically, all that shit, that all, that obviously lessens it maybe, but the tobacco plant is a healing plant.
Well, Flo, if I was to say to you, like, okay, so you got the Destiny Mafia, you got Keemstar has a certain kind of mafia thing, and Brian Atlas, like, because these people have been around a long time. Mostly their like strength is from just being there first when it was tiny and like riding the wave. But if you look at Brian from whatever, he's a deeply like as a leader, he's deeply
Fussy.
neurotic, paranoid. And same with Destiny. He's kind of a weak guy. He's like self-trolling constantly. And even Keemstar, they're like kind of weak personalities. So what I'm saying is like someone who had there should be room to compete with these guys because and someone could rocket past them, but it's a different type of model where you don't tell everyone exactly what to do and all the rules. You let them be themselves, but you create, you know what I'm saying? You create a place where they are in a stable, but they don't think they're in a stable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's much cheaper to have WWE guys who you don't have to guarantee pay for if they just want to like wear a crazy costume, come up with a crazy character themselves spontaneously, and then show up in the ring and the crowd likes it. Like, and you just say like, I don't even have to pay you. And they're like, yeah, I'll be back next week because I'm taking this whole thing over. Like that's the cheapest, but you can't be nice about it. You got to be ruthless. And like if the crowd doesn't like them, get rid of them. And also you got to be patient because you got to be willing to put up with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And like look beyond the ego and all this kind of stuff and make sure to bring them back. That's the tough thing because a lot of them will bitch off until you get big enough that they can't afford to. You see what I'm saying? And then once you're big enough where they can't refuse it because the clout is going to suck them all back in. But until then, you got to kind of suck a little dick.
I mean, do you ever hit that point that, I mean, from what I hear, things like Whatever and stuff still have, and Fresh and Fit still have an issue finding enough women, right?
Yes. But this is a different kind of thing. I'm talking about Speakeasy will, until he like just totally drains himself. He's so invested in being validated on the internet. Right. So girls generally girls don't have that drive. He's so invested in coming out.
Scott's still desperately trying to get you guys to come to Tampa. Scott, I married a girl from Tampa on Clearwater Beach, and they're crazy.
But yeah, I think it's doable.
I think that you're right with the formula. I think that there's something. There's probably a reason that neurotic weak dudes are actually running big successful shows like you observed. Right. So there's a skill set somewhere embedded in there that it works, right? Because that sort of neurotic obsession.
Well, you have to
somewhat yes and somewhat no.
I think you have to be somewhat protective and also OCD. Like you have to get the clips out on time. You have to get the editor. You have to get the thumbnail.
The way I look at they don't even do that. They don't do a good job of that.
Whatever does.
Compared to but he does it all himself, and so he's exhausted.
Yeah,
does he?
Right.
Yeah, he's a micromanager, which makes sense. But to me, like the analogy is like, okay, so the computer room has the computer nerds, and there's a hierarchy of computer nerds. When the football guys start saying like, actually, like the cool kids have become the computer kids and they go in there is a reason that like certain of the computer nerds are like at the top of the hierarchy, but they're also susceptible to being toppled by the football players who have more confidence, more social skills, and you know what I mean? And more aggression. And I think that's
shut up, nerd.
Like that.
I think that's the state that it's in. Like I've gone head to head with Destiny and I smoke him and he knows I smoke him, which is why he had to like ban me and told me I was the most dangerous person he's ever encountered. And, you know, like I was small enough at the time, still am small enough where he can kind of shut me down. But there's a reason he said I was dangerous because I do have skills that can like head to head.
You're a good debater and a good talker. Yeah, you're a good talker. You're very articulate and good at arguing, and you're relentless.
Right.
Your opinion. Yeah, I mean, you start off. Your starting points are absurd.
Yeah, like which is interesting because I'll take a weak hand and play it enthusiastically, right? Which is interesting for content,
right?
Like the domestic violence thing. It seems like you'd have to be crazy to be objecting to domestic violence laws. But I can make it more interesting, and people have seen that, right? And so they'll, generally speaking, I will quote lose the debate, but I will shift from like say 98% of people being into it to 94% people
And
being
if
into
we can normalize domestic violence more, then that's a win for. Look, it's a win for the Thorpe's clout, and what happens to society is society's problem. I'm not a fan of society either.
What exactly are you
See, I don't know
proposing? A
about-
show where we have like
No, I'm just saying kind of an ethos where
I
we
just
develop
fire,
a
so.
kind of
Oh yeah,
gang, and then there's people like behind the curtain who are kind of self-aware and will say like, okay, someone needs to go jerk Speakeasy off a little bit here to get him back on. Do you
get
see what
back
I'm
on
saying?
what though? Like
To
what
get
do you
him to
mean?
re-engage with us on whatever it
poke
is
him
that
with
we're
a
doing.
stick. You got to poke him with a stick.
But what would it be?
Until we get big enough where we can say like, I don't care if Speakeasy comes on, but like, you know what I mean? Get him out of his people like that. I don't think they're going to be behind the curtain because I've tried it with him. He's just too paranoid.
Yeah.
He's not self-aware enough. But people like us, Flow State, Neve, like people who are a little bit more sophisticated,
Yeah.
and who have a drive to succeed, because I want to succeed. Like I don't. A lot of people will tank their own channel to protect their ego. I want to succeed, and I'm willing to shake ass, and I'm willing to like, you know, I'm not saying lie to Speakeasy, but kind of like, you know, manipulate,
Manage him,
right?
right? I mean, that's the
Be
beautiful
working
thing
to
about.
get him back over to build the channel, and you know, stroke his ego, stroke Grade One's ego to
You
get
said
him
his name so many
funded or
times.
whatever. You know what I mean? And hype it and market instead of it just descending into, because I think Flow State, I think sometimes you like roll your eyes, you're like, it's kind of a lot of potential here, but it's like, what can you do? You know, it's just too chaotic. But
So are you looking at it from a predatory, or are you going to be
Pragmatic.
like a symbiote?
yeah, no, like
Pragmatic.
I want everyone to win, but I want it like, I want to pimp basically everyone.
Let me. I think that what he's saying is that like there are people out here doing their thing, right?
Yeah.
There's a way to stack everybody's independent thing, right?
Right.
So it's not predatory. You can rely on somebody who's narcissistic and neurotic to be narcissistic and neurotic, right?
Right.
Speakeasy is a fantastic example. Speakeasy is going to speak easy no matter what. So if we can count on him to behave in this way, then we can figure out how to position him in the.
So even in a sense, he doesn't get to be the alpha male of the world, which I think on some level he realizes he's not really qualified, but he will still do well by us because he'll get more views and more attention. But in order to get to that point where he sees us as the clout, you know, the clout that he wants to ride, we've got to develop that by, you know, whatever means you got to. And so is it manipulative? Yeah, I think it's manipulative. It's strategic. It's a strategy of saying like, let's bring these people so like who tend to self-isolate and talk like too much shit to like, or let's talk your shit with us. And this will be a place that's kind of friendly. And then it becomes more ruthless as it becomes more successful. And you sort out like the really great entertainers from the losers and keep accelerating to the top of the internet. Is that predatory? I don't care what you call it. It's called like trying to succeed in a competitive
it actually
environment.
sounds a lot like the idea that I had for a show that I was going to call Flip the Simp Switch, and it was going to feature like having simps on and like really like showing them that they're not being knights in shining armor, you know, and maybe like reforming them a little, you know. But
you can't
right. It's the same idea, yeah.
You can too, because most of them don't even realize that they're at all responsible for their behavior.
What would the show be that you guys?
But of course, the problem with that show is because of the title, people coming on would say like, I'm acknowledging that I'm a loser. Although I think simps are great. I'm pro simp. I am a simp myself.
A lot of people might be willing to do that though, because
But that's the problem with like lolcow live is like you're saying if you're on this show you're a lolcow. Now like I have no problem with that and Grace has no problem with that because they have huge
Holy
clout.
fuck!
But
Sorry,
the oh you didn't turn your
I forgot. Sorry.
all
was
day I
lovely.
deal with it.
I love it.
At least you
But
didn't go-
yeah, it's something along
See, that'll be
those
good shit on my first episode of The Idea I Stole from the Thorpes. I'm going to review that.
lines.
At least you weren't a hot mic in a toilet episode.
Yeah, could be worse.
But it's well. All I'm saying is like
Okay.
it's kind of like what you're doing now, Flo. But like just we're just saying like tighter and more strategic and more collaborative, and not as much just like free flowing and long form and kind of.
Wait. What do you mean it's the same idea that Flo does? No offense, Flo, but like he has like 10-hour open panels. How is that a show?
No. That's not exactly true. He's not just like doing open panels. He has like clips that he wants to go over and stuff that's happened that right like so.
You're both right, really, to an extent. It depends on the day and the stream.
Right, but it's not just like you don't just click the stream.
I
I
normally have at least a thought or something to review that I start the ball rolling with.
Yeah.
But what are we like? I get what you're saying about like there's all these neurotic people online and you can like reel them in and like create a stable. But what is the stable for? A debate show? A drama show?
I think you can have both. I think you can have like a debate element, cat fights, formal stuff, and then also a kind of like a lolcow thing where someone tries to come in and talk. It's like a conversation, but you hope it has like some clash to it, right? So you bring someone in about a controversy, you know what I mean? Like, and then they talk their side, the other side talks shit, and it's like lolcow live, and everyone has a laugh.
Okay.
So
you know what I mean?
I think it's a good idea. I'm wondering when you're thinking about this, what would I add to the mix, right?
Okay, that's a great point because not everybody could be behind the curtain. But like, look, I'm not trying to be gay, but you're a good-looking guy. You're obviously confident, and I don't think you think you're the alpha of the world and have this kind of incredibly narcissistic outlook.
I try not to be delusional in my grandeur.
That's Sigma.
So you're like a Sigma, but I do think that and I think so if you want to say that's your strength, your weakness would be that you're not like this oversized personality who just like is like this guy who's just like so crazy that it sort of steals the show. So I think you would be a really good kind of neutral person or kind of like I don't know what the role is, like kind of a stable hand, like a manager, not a stable hand, but a stable manager, trying to keep people in who get alienated. I'm certainly not that type of person. You know what I mean? Like I'm more like hard, I'm more whatever it is, divisive or something like that. Right. So I'm not
controversial. You are controversial.
Yeah. I tend to be more just like kind of.
Are you wearing socks with those shoes?
I have a pair of ankle socks.
Okay, good.
He wasn't a few days ago.
Why would it be gay if I didn't?
No, it just stink.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
And sometimes he takes his shoes off. It's like he opened a bag of Smart Food popcorn.
And you know what? That's one thing that they don't warn you about jail, right? You hear all the horror stories about, but nobody tells you what it fucking smells like in there.
Oh man, where I was, it just smelled like piss and concrete. That's it. It was just rank, like a dungeon, really.
So I'm open to the idea. I guess yeah. God damn it, Grace, you've got to be kidding me.
Sorry.
No, but I think the thing is though, it's like the real magic is people being able to collaborate and not be like basically autistic. That in and of itself was almost like guaranteed, right? That I can collaborate with others without necessarily having to alpha them, and I can share profits and share clout. I don't have to do this, but it's very, very hard, even in the normie world, to be partners with someone. It's really, really hard. I did it once and I really regretted it in a business context. And, so it's like, you got to be kind of chill and mature and say like, okay, we're not going to sign contracts and all this kind of shit until we have enough money where it makes sense. You know
It
what I'm
has
saying?
to
But a
be
lot of
worth
times
it.
online people will be like, I need money up front. I need this up front. I need the, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? You got to trust one another, I think,
Mhm.
and start to see a vision and start to see it happen. Then you can bring in things like contracts,
Yeah.
lawyers.
I do think though that the rewards need to be mapped out immediately, right? Because down the road, in a year or whatever, everybody feels like they did more work than everybody else,
Right.
and so I don't think that that's not the time to figure out what everybody gets, right?
I agree, but like if you're at the point where it's like if there's basic doubt about whether the concept could be proven at all, I don't think you want to spend a ton of time saying like who gets
No,
what.
I agree. A little bit of test of concept at first is definitely appropriate.
Yeah, it's like we're basically like the napkin on the cocktail. I mean the sketch on the cocktail napkin stage. So like to me, it would be a bad sign to say like, okay, so like, you know what I mean? Let's have the fun of seeing if it can work out. And of course, nothing's going to be patented. So if someone says like, okay, I want to now compete with you, okay, you can do that. You know what I mean? It's like with Facebook. At first, there was collaborative, then they broke off, and Zuckerberg competed with the other guys and out competed them. All right, fair enough. Like we all know that's a risk, but I don't think you want to go. You know what I mean? You just don't want to have to hire lawyers to make contracts when you haven't made a penny. It's ridiculous.
So
Right.
what's the first episode of the show look like? I'm just having a hard time visualizing.
I
Like, okay,
actually
so you got
even think,
Flo
well, I
and
mean, like
you.
literally what we're doing right now is talking about it openly. And
The
like, so Speakeasy can be informed by his whatever spies that they're trying to manipulate.
but I
you.
mean,
Fine.
I assume that you're working in what is it, the paradigm or the formula is two guys who are kind of a little bit rowdier and a girl who's right, three people and the girl is the more like grounding personality. Is that
I mean, for a show,
for shows, and that the formula, two guys and the girl's sort of the voice of reason.
I actually think what you want, what you want to start doing is getting like, of all the people we know, who are people who are a little more sophisticated. I'd say Neve is, you are,
Well,
or at least sophisticated or like not like narcissistic.
how many chiefs do you want?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these people, it just would be fun for them. I don't think everyone necessarily needs to make it big, but like, and then to list like interesting personalities that they think would be interesting to get in the mix who are not part of that group, and then try to develop like, okay, so is this who's going to run the channel, who's going to be responsible for the clips, who's going to be responsible for the editing. That comes later, but like I just think that you first want to have this vision of what it is we're talking about. And I do think you're responding to say like, yeah, there's something here, there's potential here that is unmet. And it's doable without everyone necessarily knowing that they're part of.
I mean, I would think it's best without people knowing, or at least being informed and involved in it. You don't want too many cooks in the kitchen.
No, I know.
Right?
Right. You want a few cooks in the kitchen, but then you want a lot of people who, they don't know that they're being cooked. You know what I mean? Like, so.
I'd be a mod for the show in the chat.
Does that answer your question, Zephyr? About
I mean, just heat the water slowly.
Well, they're already cooking themselves. It's just that they're not like benefiting from it, and they're never going to really benefit. Like Hormax has been on the internet for, 12 years or so,
Yeah.
and like he never got more than 50 in his chat, and then he, self-immolated sexually, which is hilarious. But like he could have, and he did at times branch out and try to go on other channels, but he's so narcissistic or whatever, neurotic, and they were so self-protective that he never really got a chance to be on. He would have been. I suggested to Keemstar, I was like, you got to get Hormaxer, got to get Hormaxer, got to get Hormaxer, and Hormaxer would have been willing to go on there, but I think Keemstar would just like it's too risky, or I don't know enough about this guy, It would have made a terrific episode of Lol Cow Live, though.
That's absolutely true. By the
But
way,
instead, they go with what's safe.
Thank you, Noodles, for the $2.
Which is creating false drama about people they already know inside and out. And I'm saying, let's break that model. Be a little more edgy. When you don't have that big audience, you can take more risks, and there's less. You could say like, well, that didn't work, and then learn from your mistakes. And I just think in a massive growth industry, like there's room for competitors. You don't have to. You don't have to settle for and it's not even necessarily going to hurt the people you're competing with. They could still hold on to their viewership.
it helps. It helps. Extra exposure helps in this.
How do you stop this from turning into just like a Boyd panel where it's like an open panel, come talk shit about your favorite creator or whatever?
Well, I think the number one thing is like clips that you promote hard, edit,
Clips
promote,
of what?
and then I just think the answer is marketing. You have to market something. You have to have a name. You have to have regular, all the things that you like TV people do.
Flo's got a brilliant clip of Speakeasy. Have you still got it, or have you deleted that one?
Which one?
The one, the cultural appropriation one. Like I feel it's the one with his hair and that.
Oh, the tanning injections.
Yeah.
And look at this guy right here. This English guy. He has a world-class kind of voice-over voice, right? It sounds.
Thank you very much, sir. It's very nice of you to. So yeah, I worked on my BBC voice.
Don Thorpe has taken a liking to you.
Yeah, you're a class act, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it. All sounds good. It doesn't sound.
Am I crazy though? I don't understand what the format of the show is. I don't understand what the content is.
No, you're not crazy, and I
understand I get that there's untapped potential in this whole sphere of things, and there are some people like you and us and Neve and whatever. There's some people who are a little more self-aware, but like I don't understand what is the content we're trying to create here. Debate panels,
lol cow.
But just
if I'm under the right
general
impression, I'm thinking it's just I'm hearing a tighter review show, right? Like there's already lots of people reviewing other people's content. Just clip it more and tighten it up.
Exactly.
But to be fair, like his explanation has been loose and moved around a bit. So,
but I don't see him saying a tighter review show. I don't know. I just don't hear that. Like
maybe I projected that. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
That could work though.
I'm gonna make a clip channel that's just clips of Grace blowing her nose. So now I've changed my mind. If you could keep blowing your nose,
that's good fetish content. That's good
I got something because a lot of times people are like, "Okay, that sounds like a good idea." Nothing ever happens, and I propose to someone else. Nothing.
I've had this conversation with a lot of people before, and
let me put an app like a concrete challenge down. I think this would be interesting. Do you know Lauren De Laguna at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to actually, we did that speed date, and earlier I forgot about this. I was trying to sell it to my audience because I was going to end that if they pay me enough money, we'd review it instead. But we didn't do it.
Speed date.
You went on a speed date, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speed date with Lauren.
Okay, so you've met her,
and you and that other chick.
Yeah.
I like Lauren, and she has had a lot of connections. She has connections with Destiny. She dated Martin Shkreli, whatever. Okay, and she's also Kino because she's good looking, big boobs, and whatever. Okay, so she and I were talking on Chaotic Truth, and I was proposing like a domestic violence law debate with her. She claims to be a lawyer, right? So like she could do that, and she's female, so it like looks like the abuser. I look like, again, it's terrible hand. Uninformed. Okay, but it would be interesting content. And but she is very susceptible to flattery. And I was flattering her, and you could see her lighting right up. And you're a very good-looking guy, whatever. You can flatter or whatever, just you like I think she likes to be in spaces where there are cool people who seem good-looking or whatever. And I think we could make that work. I think she would bite. And if she bit, and Grace edited it, and there were good clips because I think it would be Kino. I think I would mop the floor with her intellectually, but
so 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 this is a debate show. So we'd be
Well, I'm
marketing
just
it as a
saying
debate
you
show.
have to start with something
Yeah.
to prove the concept. Like, can we, with our talents and skills and looks and whatever, make something happen and then take it from there and build on that? And then I don't know that, like, the idea of like, well, we need to come up with everything ahead of time is exactly why nothing happens here.
Well, we
I'm
need to
saying
know what
as,
to do
as
next.
man to man to flow state, you don't have balls. Balls tell you, let's make it happen, and then we'll sort out the details. If you don't have balls or they're not connected to your brain, you go, well, I don't think it's going to work because
There's different size balls. Just gotta say,
Mine are
if
very
you're
small.
if you're a red flag hole, you fit in a golf ball hole, and if you're a big shiny disco ball, you don't fit in. Sorry.
What I mean is drive.
So wait, so best case scenario. So we get Lauren to do this debate, and what flow state moderates, and then I could definitely
Yeah,
make
and
some
you could use
interesting
something like
clips.
Zoomer Debates. It's an existing platform or whatever, and then you promote it. You promote it
Yeah.
for like a couple of weeks.
Sure.
She was trying to get out of it by saying, like, I don't want to compromise your case, because she's doing that bullshit attorney thing. Like, right. And it's got nothing to do with it. My cases have nothing to do with domestic violence, really. And like, the courts won't care if I do a debate about it. They don't care.
They're not going to care about
I don't know if you care what the courts care.
The court,
the court doesn't care if he
they're
has
not going to be like, they don't have lawyers watching, like, it's ridiculous. Like a
I
live
think unless
stream
you have
about
disclosure agreements, like, or something scrolling on the bottom, disclosure, you probably should think about that, though.
Dude, it has nothing to do
it's
with
a
it.
theoretical debate. It's not about my cases.
Yeah.
It's just a theoretical debate about legal philosophy.
So there's no
Charlie Manson could do that, doesn't it?
Hey,
No one's going to.
I'll be back in a second. I got a phone call.
There's no risk of contempt of court or anything.
I don't know. I think if you're starting to capitalize on it, it totally changes the territory.
I'm not bored. I'm just confused because we already do all this stuff on our stream. So what's the difference?
We don't do this stuff. It's formal.
Formal. But what's the formal debate? People already do that. I think we could have a great formal debate show.
We don't.
No, I know we don't. Okay, so maybe it's just the special sauce of like different people hosting a formal debate show.
Do you not have difficulty holding debate shows though, with everybody getting up and their feelings and the egos coming out? People can't debate. They end up ad hominem, just attacking people's characters or their image, what they look like.
But there is a lot of like I do agree that like a formal debate show is much more interesting than an open panel where people get into tiffs. It's true.
Sometimes.
I mean, it depends on what level you're doing it at. Like, even with lol cows, having an official debate format where they both open with their opening, statement, even if it's just about like, you called me the N-word the other day, it's more, it's interesting to see it formally done.
I do. One thing that said that I can't believe I hadn't thought of before was people sending their own shit in, like the America's Funniest Home Videos format, so you don't have to go scrape around the internet yourself for it.
Yes, Flo, I know you're going to steal my idea, and it's fine.
I'm going to steal it. I was just building up.
I'm attractive, and I'm younger, and I'm female, so my show will take off, and yours.
That's fine. But thank you for that. Was a good read. You could feel me ramping up to making an announcement, couldn't you?
I know you're going to steal my idea, which is why I didn't want to say it. But Dad was like, "No, hit the link. It's fine. Your format will never succeed."
What did you call me yesterday when EBT was trying to quit? Like sneaky state or something?
Flow snake.
Flow snake. That's right.
Yeah, flow snake.
Well, I mean, I don't think
this show could also be flow state versus Grace. Yeah, it could be. That'd be part of my show. This week, this loser blue collar guy thinks he can outdo my show. He got 50 viewers yesterday. Everybody laugh at him. Ha 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 ha. He wears a do-rag.
I want to shit on TBE though. That's the
See, I can already see you're gonna do it wrong because you're gonna make it personal, and it's gonna be the flow
It's not-
state show about flow states beefs, which is fine, but that's what you already do.
I can see, look. Ooh, I see that bitchy facial expression in your forehead right there. No, I'll resist it. I'm still not sure. Nobody's sure really what Ben's proposing, though. Ultimately,
I mean, I'm all for a debate platform. Like, there's very few. There's modern day debate, which is like totally dead. Nobody cares.
really,
Yeah, I mean, they just have flat Earth debate after flat Earth debate. It's like,
people fucking love flat Earth shit. It's wild.
yeah, but I mean, it's largely irrelevant. They maybe have like 500 viewers a stream, but it's like it's a dead platform. Then there's the Crucible. Andrew's too busy to do debates anymore, so that's pretty much over. So I don't know if you know any other spaces, but I haven't heard of anybody else doing an interesting debate platform. I guess maybe what my dad is saying is like mix debate with drama and have all of it sort of cohere in some way, but I don't exactly know the show he's proposing. I just don't
I'm
really
not
know
gonna lie. This is what it feels like to me is like he's throwing together some, like he's building an inspiration and then rolling an unformed glob of good observation out and letting us grab it and see where it goes. I don't know if I think that he has a refined thought on it or a refined idea or a next step.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly. I don't see the vision of like how it's different than how it won't. I just don't want it to be like me, you, and him, let's say, and like we start a stream and then it's like, okay, hit the link if you have something to say. Like, how is that not going to be what it ends up being? I think that pretty much largely sucks, but.
You have to build up your content before you're.
What's the content? I just want to know what it is. I feel like it's doable, but what is the content? Is it everything? Is it debate, drama, and what is it?
My content is having people send me their videos and then farming clips of you blowing your nose.
The Grace Thorpe snot segment.
I guarantee no people. If I made a channel, I'm really half tempted to do it. If I made a channel of Grace Thorpe blowing her nose and that's just it, I guarantee that would have more subs than this channel does in like 3 months or something.
I could turn it into a tune.
There's some like, yeah, you got some diehard followers.
Well, what I'm saying, yeah, that's true. What I'm saying is like Sarah the Raging Tomato already has like tons of different debate panel type shows. What's the differentiator? Like, is she kind of an annoying, like, not really annoying, but just kind of like a boring Karen? Yes. Like, she's not really that dynamic of a creator. She's not really very interesting. That's why they don't get a lot of views. But like, is it just kind of that plus people with better personalities? Because that could work.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't my idea. It could work. There's a lot of things that could work, but I think that what is going to be hardest is just we're all main characters in our own heads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less, right? To some degree, you have to be to make a fucking YouTube channel in the first place and go, you know what?
Yeah.
I want people to watch me talk or watch me play music or whatever, right? Like, there's an
And
element of that
as well, isn't it? It's in life as well. You are the main protagonist of this.
But there's definitely a way that you like even people who think they're the main characters can work with other main characters.
Yeah.
That's definitely possible. And you just each have your own thing to contribute.
Yeah, yes.
Like there are people who think they're main characters like Speakeasy who are like delusional, and then there are people who think they're main characters who do have main character energy that can be worked with because a main character is also self-aware that there are other characters in the story. You know what I mean?
Having a main character voice always helps.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Dad, we're lost on exactly what the concept of the show is.
All right, okay. 50 Grace.
Is it like Sarah the Tomato with her mod panels, her debate panels, except with better people? Because that could work.
Okay, Grace.
Yeah.
You're missing a stage.
Okay. All right.
If someone is jerking off, okay, that's the most casual sex you can have, right?
Sure.
You do it anytime. You don't have to make any arrangements.
And Flow State, if you're watching this, I'm sure you probably are. I've been told that you are also masturbating on panel while some of the women are on panel while you go off screen, just to let you know, just in case you didn't know.
Just to let you know.
Okay, let me finish my point. Then there's formal sex. The most formal sex takes place after a marriage. You are saying to the state, to the church, to your family, I'm having sex with this woman and like we're in like Flynn. Okay, you recognize then there's things in between like casual sexual encounters, like boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying
we're fingering.
whatever it is, what goes on generally in these spaces is like masturbation. You turn the stream on and people come, and whoever comes. There's no formal.
True.
Whoever comes
Very
first.
Very true. Yes.
We could do another analogy. Like you could say, like, I like cooking, so I'm going to cook something spontaneously for myself. The opposite of that is starting a restaurant. Okay,
Yeah.
where you say, like, I'm investing in this space, paying rent. Okay, but like the
Understand
thing
that.
about the internet is there's no real price to make something formal.
I agree.
Okay, other than that you like call it something formal.
I have a question.
And-
Yeah.
but in order
Hold on one sec.
but when you make it formal, you've done this with the speed dating show to some degree.
Yeah.
You promote it ahead of time.
Yep.
When you do it, you run it tight. There's pressure.
Yep.
When it gets lame, you pick it back up.
Yep.
And then ideally, you would also then do clips
Yes.
that you then use to promote next week's show, and you have it at a certain time and a certain right. Okay.
Right.
And that is challenging because now the thing itself becomes like a child that you have to tend to. And if it dies, it's kind of sad.
Yep.
But people prefer the casual because, okay, like there's no harm, like there's no real loss if you decide like, well, I wasn't successful in masturbating. Like no one cares, and even you don't care, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just
Right. There's no commitment, no
okay.
pressure,
But if you enter
no
into a
possible
marriage and it falls
failure.
apart, there's like massive consequences.
Right.
As we both
As
know.
we know.
And Flo knows too. Okay, so what I'm saying is, but if you go from a kind of like, let's emphasize the casual mindset, which is fine at a certain point when you're cooking something together, and then you like talk with people and you write something on a cocktail napkin, and you say like, I think this could be formalized and it could be much more successful, then it takes shape from there. And I'm saying,
I hear you.
You're saying, I'm saying it's formal, which means you talk about it ahead of time. And it can be a debate, a cat fight, a conversation, an interview, a video essay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. It's not like the restaurant business where you say, well, I need this certain type of equipment because that's what I need.
Right.
But you have certain type of people who can run. Like Chaotic Truth is great at, I think, moderating like
He's
great
really good.
conversations.
He's
Because
really good at what he does.
yeah, because but he tends to keep it casual. Right. And then
Yeah.
and then he'll do the thing that also chaotic. I mean, he does it less with us now, but like a lot of these guys who are moderator types will say, you can pay money to get my best content kicked off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And at that point, you're going for the short money and you're like cucking your own content. I mean, I can understand doing that at a certain point, but that's the last thing that a conventional entertainer would do. David Letterman would never take short money to not have whatever, like Taylor Swift on, right? It's like it's like abuse your guest is what's going on. No. Okay, it's gonna be the opposite.
Right.
Okay, but he also does want the clash. So if he can, like, she's got some beef with someone, you know, Kanye West. Okay, that could be interesting, unless it gets crazy because he starts talking about the Holocaust. Okay, but like what I'm saying is you try to find that mix. It's common sense, but you make it more formal, like doing something tighter and better and with more investment is going to have a bigger payoff than doing it casually. Although some people are fine with just masturbating, but those are called losers.
Okay. I hear what you're saying, but I don't understand what it is that we're taking from an informal setting to a formal setting.
Like, just what I'm saying is that you have these people with various talents. We know them now. We've interacted with them.
Yeah.
And you kind of say, like, how can we get this person's strength with this other person's strength and like don't allow their weaknesses to come in and wreck it. And you are manipulating those people for their own good into better situations for them to succeed as entertainers, because no one is here. And the primary thing, no one should be here on the internet to make people feel better about themselves. I don't care. I just don't care if you come on the internet, you know, try to sell your ego, it doesn't sell, and you go and kill yourself. I don't care. That to me, that's great content.
Oh,
That
I
should be
agree.
your next thing. Like CJ actually did kill himself. He made the stake. It sucked. He realized his life was not worth living and he jumped off a bridge. Okay. That's our content. I do think that the Jews get a lot of like negativity because that's how they see entertainment, and they are the kings of entertainment. And I think they're right to say, like, if you're not entertaining, I don't care about you. Because I'm in the entertainment business.
Do you guys know Lev Tolstoy?
Yeah.
Great guy.
Lev is a great guy. He's chill. He's like a Brazilian guy. What's up, Lev?
Leaves another guy with another guy with an interesting set of strengths and weaknesses. He doesn't bring like zany content. He's a very laid back guy, but he's kind of charming. And I proposed to him that he works with Grace, the red pill, because he's a guy who knows how to get chicks and he understands game and he's charming, but he never has been to the gym, as you can tell. And he's
Leave, clean your camera lens, bro. You look a little foggy unless you're intentionally looking for that look.
Oh, my camera is fucked.
He's in a kind of smoky marijuana mode, so it works. It works.
That's just hot box.
Oh, yo, I hear Joe.
Yeah, Joe's out on the lake catching some early fish.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is.
But I was listening to the stream. First of all, hello guys, thank you for having me at Flow State. I was listening to the stream first on Grace's channel, and she was very excited and very happy about an idea she had about a new type of content or a new channel. And then you guys started to shift the main idea of the project. And then the girl started to get confused, and now she doesn't even know what she wants to do anymore.
Grace, what's your current content and what content is talking about? You should.
Leave the news, like the Boyd news show, is I think different than what my dad is suggesting.
No, it's related.
It's related, but it's like it's a different thing. But your
idea, your initial idea is being modified by Ben, by your father. It's not the first thing you wanted to do.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's saying something like different content, like debate/drama content, not a news show.
That's actually not really. Here, go over to that side. It's
You've been sitting in that chair too long.
Yeah, I gotta go to full because Grace exhausts me with her bullshit that she doesn't understand the difference between masturbation and marriage.
No, God, please don't give us that 20-minute fucking lesson again.
I mean, I'm still at some point you said that nobody cares if you fail at masturbation, and I just got hung up there mentally. Like, how the fuck do you?
Well, I'm saying if you're with a woman and you don't perform, it's kind of there's a little more of a negative side to that than if you just are jerking off and you decide, like, I actually can't, I'm not even that interested in finishing here. I guess you could say it's a
totally
crisis,
different
but
if you're on camera.
I haven't ever masturbated on camera.
Okay, well, how does your thing relate to my idea? I'm just not sure exactly.
Well, I'm saying, in essence, your show would be promoting what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's perfect. Yes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But then what exactly am I promoting? Debates?
Well, what exactly are you covering on your show?
Oh, I'm going to cover everything. Debates, little tiffs, stupid things people do. Hormaxer jerking himself off the internet.
Yeah, so that's what we'd be doing. But you can have several channels. You could have one that's a formal debate channel.
Yeah.
You could have one that's like a cat fight channel or beef channel. And you could have one that's like, you could I don't know what you're saying is like I don't understand. It's like it's what I'm saying is like it will get worked out. How it gets worked out. You don't want to spread yourself too thin with too many channels, but
Yeah.
you see what becomes available. I'm saying if Lauren De Laguna shows up and you can hook her to do something because she likes clout.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm saying she likes clout and flattery. So you work her and you
Where is
you make
Lauren?
that
We need
happen, then
Lauren
you
in
go
on this
from there.
conversation.
Okay.
You're
You gotta
making
get
it
a hold of
seem
her.
like, well, if I have a debate channel, then I have to like rent a debate building and I have to buy all the furniture for debate. It's zero cost.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like, for example, I've had experience trying to like pass the speed dating show, which is like a pretty simple format, off to other people. They cannot fucking do it.
Yeah, which is great because then you don't have to worry about people copying your format because it's your ability to run that show that can't be replicated.
I agree, but you're saying work with others. So what's the idea? We start a debate YouTube channel and Flo has like permissions and he's going to be like mod.
We already did this. We already did a debate channel. We tried to get Provo Kid to run it.
Yeah, and it didn't work because Provo is like, he's a
not,
nice guy, but he's not
that guy.
consistent.
Okay, yeah. So like, well, I'm just saying, what could Flo state? What is his niche? What is his strength? I don't think it's like racial stuff as much because he's a white guy, frankly.
That's so cool, more than me.
He's more familiar with the conspiracy sphere, but no one wants another fucking channel about like whether space exists or not, or flat Earth. God,
Hey Ben,
almighty.
if I may, I think Flo's strength is letting the person be themselves and letting and revealing what they are and that type of shit. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay, so maybe he wouldn't be as good as a moderator as more of like an after party kind of guy who like lets it burn down and like
He's good at that.
analyzes
That's
what just
definitely
happened.
his strength. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but an after party is like not
Which means
really
like
formal. That's
and
a shit show.
No,
which is
and
what he always does.
No, except but now he's got something specific that he's commenting on, which is, let's say, the debate that just happened, right? So
okay, yeah,
it's in a sense in the Destiny world like tomfoolery. He's very similar to tomfoolery, better looking, funnier, but like tomfoolery does pretty good in his niche. Okay, and like, so what I'm saying is, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know Flow State that well, but like, so this is like in traditional TV, you have like your
prime time
shows that like money gets poured into. Then you have a late show. Then you have a late show.
Yeah.
And each of those is less formal than the one that preceded it.
Yeah.
They're not exactly talking about what happened on prime time, but in some ways they are. Entertainment Tonight is basically everyone promoting their next movies and all this kind of shit, right? That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So if you become Entertainment Tonight, then in this boy world, they're going to come to you with their clips and stuff, and then you can take that and we can turn it into other things, right? So
it's not a horrible idea. I think you're saying she I would tune in to Grace and she would let me know what's going on in this universe and different places I can visit and give me her opinion on it. I think that's what you're talking about. That'd be great because I don't have time to fucking see all this shit myself. If someone's directing me,
that was my idea.
Exactly. And she's like, let's just be honest, she's very attractive. And a lot of these guys, a lot of this world is dominated by males, and it's nice to have. I mean, why does Fox News have blonde like women talking about politics and
blonde bitches talking about politics? That should be the
them
name.
Under like and shoots them so you can see their legs because they're smart.
Bitch.
That's why I came up here. Flo
You
was
said you were
talking
all about working with people. I told the panel about my idea about like Boyd News, and Flo goes, "Yeah, I'm going to copy that idea. That's my new show."
He's kidding.
No, he's not. He's not kidding.
Well, it's fine.
I'm definitely going to steal the portions of it that I like.
It's not
How
such.
is that, like,
it's not such an innovative idea,
Well,
but like
it's. I mean, I'll give you credit.
So fine, have 2 competing shows. That's
Yeah.
perfectly
The
fine.
thing
That's what we'll
is,
have to do,
guys,
but
the,
there's no
the
such
thing
thing
no,
as
I-
Rotate's a good-looking
there's
guy,
no
but you
such
are
thing as
a
collaboration.
chick.
No, yeah, I'm gonna absolutely blow right past him. He'll be
You're gonna
going
blow
talking
something.
Okay,
shit.
good.
He has no work ethic. It'll just be like, haha, isn't this funny, guys? But
well,
there's no
the
such thing
thing,
as
guys,
collaboration on the internet. There isn't. There just isn't.
is
Okay, so
that is
you're saying people
that
I bet you won't do anything about it but complain on the internet.
you have
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
who send you clips and let you know
I
what's
do.
up on other channels.
Yes, but they're not creators. Other creators, you say like, oh
That's
no,
some
people
bullshit.
should work
You got-
together. Nah.
Just this morning, you got Mark Fusion, who's done hundreds of hours of commentary on our channel. You've got Naptown, who's like top tier editor.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you talking about? There's no such thing as
Oh, look,
collaboration.
this is what I'm talking about. Okay,
Informal.
You set up a debate channel and you say, "Hey, Flo, can you moderate this debate?" He's gonna be like, "Nah, I don't really want to do it. What do I get out of it?" Am I wrong?
I mean,
Well,
no, yeah, no, you're not wrong.
See,
Is that
okay,
how
so
most
he
people
will
think?
never try to do something other than what he's doing. Okay, then he's a loser.
well, I mean, he would be like, "What are you gonna pay me for it?" Like he's just
I mean,
not
yeah,
willing to
what-
invest.
Well, what if he can co-stream it to his channel and
I mean, that would be an answer to the question, right? Like, what's
There's
in it
your
for me?
benefit. Yeah.
have higher quality content, which will bring more people to his channel? I mean, unless he's just here to like prove that life sucks and that he's a victim, I would think he would say like, yeah, if I'm incentivized, I'll do it.
Leave is reading. Leave is like literally reading a book.
What book is that?
They do not have a high estimation.
We can't see that
Voltaire.
shit through your
Candido.
It's
Voltaire. Ah, Voltaire.
Voltaire.
candid, I guess, in English, candid, or in French.
But then, Dad, this is what I'm
Pretty
saying. You
good.
always are. You're like, oh, we can work with everybody. No, you can't. These people are the place they're in for a certain reason.
Because we're retarded.
That's dope. Yo.
So can
That's
I work
dope.
with you?
Yes, you can work with me.
I haven't found that to be true.
Well,
Which
why do we
part
have
you haven't found
108
be
people
true?
and Flo has 32 or whatever?
Oh man.
Ah, nice shot.
Yeah, but he's one of the few.
Flo.
Yeah, but wait. I'll give him some credit. He's one of the few people on the internet who will like when we come into the backstage, he'll click us on. Okay, so he's not stupid, and
Yeah,
he's not
stupid.
saying like, well, to protect my 32, I don't want like a much bigger creator.
I
to
actually have
come on here.
exactly double that, which is
Yeah, just
I only pointed out
sitting
because
all
it's
over you,
exactly
bro.
double it, and I like the number, not because I don't recognize that you're trying to manipulate me into doing what you want. Go ahead.
But that's what everyone is doing all the time with everyone else. Welcome to life, nigga.
I know it is, but most people are more nuanced
All right,
about
let me ask you a question, Flo. What would you be?
Is that really true?
honestly-
Is that really true? Most people have
it. No,
jobs.
it's not really true.
Most people have jobs. You go to an employer, he says, I'll give you this much money if you could do this much work. And you say, I can do that work. And you basically lie and say you're a much better person than you are. That's normie living 101. Everybody does that. They come to an interview and manipulate and say they're going to be a much better worker than they
actually
know they are. And the guy knows that that's what's going on. We're just trying to sell each other all the time. And so, like, what's the problem? And if you go to a bar and you want to get laid, you're gonna do the same thing to every chick that you want to fuck, and like that's just called life.
I actually like this. This is right. You're right. You're right. Good. Leave's got it going on.
Nah,
We're just watching. Yeah. Cheers, bud.
Go ahead,
I'm
pimp, with
drinking-
your shirt
I'm
on.
drinking piss. I'm drinking piss.
Well, and
Really
great,
not
so much
bad.
better
Yeah.
if everyone's a loser on the internet. Then if we're the only winners on the internet, we'll just win instantly.
Well, let me ask Flo. Flo, how much would you? Okay, so you're saying like, yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board. You're obviously just
Well,
jerking us off.
Okay.
Would you
Now I'm
be
jerking off. I
genuinely
wasn't first.
interested? How much would you be genuinely willing to invest in like building a show? Or are you just saying like, yeah,
I'm gen-
definitely, bro, whatever?
Okay, let me give you a good answer, an honest answer. I am genuinely willing to invest time in interesting things. I'm not willing to invest a lot of time in growing something that is so intangible, right? As a YouTube channel with a partner.
Okay, so what's interesting to you? What's interesting?
It's
to you?
it, yeah.
You
You
said you
guys
liked
are-
some of what we were talking about.
So you're
What
waiting
is
for someone from
interesting?
Hollywood to watch your watch your thing and say, I'll give you $1 million to do exactly what you're doing.
That's about the money. He said it's about
Okay,
the
so
interest.
good luck with that.
He
That's
said
the
it's about
actually,
the
what I've
opposite
been
of what he
waiting
He said
for
he
said.
wants
is
something interesting.
Yeah, that's his opposite
I
of what he
like
said.
novelty and I like to be entertained or intrigued myself. I don't know. This has been interesting for me. Seeing where this goes.
Yeah, but this is low level shit.
This is low level shit. I'm just amusing myself. I don't know.
See, I told you.
But that's a cope.
He has no drive.
What is
He's
it?
got
How's it a
drive.
cope?
He's got power.
What I haven't been waiting my whole life for is for somebody to come look for me to replace Pronsis.
That's not what we're talking about. But see, he just doesn't. He like I'm telling you, these people they just are.
Your job is to be cynical, Grace. That's what a woman's job is to be cynical.
He's
if I say like let's have
if
a guy says let's have a party at our house, the woman's job is to go like, nah, I don't think anyone's gonna come.
No, it's not cynical at all. Like you actually haven't
I
explained
think
what your
I
thought
think
is.
Flo would be. I think he has a lot of talent. I'm just saying he's. I just want. I
Well,
want
I'm
to know what he's actually invested
But I'm saying
in.
like, so if Chaotic Truth and Flow State and Sharon Bracey, whatever, we work them all, and they first casually
work
like
them.
listening to us. Chaotic listen to me, and then like maybe one of them jumps on it and succeeds, and then the other one goes like, oh shit, I was too casual about that, like I missed the bag, like I want that bag. That's how it works.
All right, but Flo, like, okay, so Flo is like.
But your job as a female is not to be cynical. Your job is to go like, yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. I think we could have a great party. I think we could make a lot of money. I think everybody can get, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I think we could have a lot of fun, but I'm not inviting losers to the party.
Hey,
What are you
Ben,
talking to Flo? If you think he's a loser, what are you
I
doing
don't
here?
think he's just a
I have a
loser, but I can
question
tell
for
that
you.
I don't think he's just a loser.
I don't think he's just a loser, but obviously there's a reason why he has like 50 people watching on average and streams for 10 hours a day. And,
Well, but he makes more money than we do.
okay, but still, like the clout is not there, and
No,
there's
not tonight, not this today. I haven't.
Not recently.
I ain't made shit today.
I'm just saying, I can like. There's not going to be a party if we're like, "Hey, come to our party," and he's like, "Yeah, definitely," and he won't come. Like,
All
that's not a
right.
party.
Flow State,
I'll
how
come
about
to
this?
something, but I need to know what I'm coming to, and
Okay,
I
so
haven't
he
heard
wants
any.
to-
I don't know what I'm coming to.
Tangible. Okay, so he wants to know exactly.
But that's
so he doesn't want to be a moderator.
But
What's
that's
the
fine.
next step? What's the next step, Ben? Okay, let's say I'm committed. I'll take the leap of faith. What next?
Well, I suggested something with
Lauren
De Laguna.
Yeah,
Grace has her contact information.
I could get in contact with her easily. She's invited me to come live with her in
She's
Florida.
she's invited her to Florida.
Wait, I'm
God,
finna
no.
be in Florida in a couple of days. I need to fucking find.
I'm
Lauren
not
now.
giving her your number. I'm not
Well,
giving.
just tell her to call me.
No,
She
sorry.
knows me. Tell her to get up with me. She knows me. I don't want a number, man. But I'll visit everybody, man.
I don't know if pursuing that is going to lead to anything. She's very
Fickle,
yeah. But like, okay, but then you'd have to, like, I'm not going to sit here and say like, I guarantee anything. You know what I'm
are
saying? But
you
it would
aware
work.
that you're talking about this as though it's a con of some sort?
A con?
Well,
Yeah.
he's using words like working people.
Work
and
'em,
Yeah, it's
use-
called life.
food.
It's called life.
Dude, you have no idea how hard it is to get streamers to commit to anything. It's like you have to like, kind of talk to them,
I
convince
do.
them.
I really, really do.
You need
Okay,
to
that's
work
why I
But what
try
I'm
to
saying,
limit
but when you
it
use the
one at a
term,
time when
when you use the term con, what you're saying is, this is
like
like
a carny game.
confidence racket, as opposed to normal.
Not in the
way in which
nefarious
people-
way.
hold on
I'm
a second,
talking
hold on a
No,
about
second.
in
the carny.
nefarious
As opposed to the way in
don't
which
back up
normal
off of
people
it. In
persuade each other.
nefarious way.
No, there's
I'm
a
saying
difference
on the
between
internet.
applying nefariousness to an intent rather than simply running a honest and clean grift. It's not dishonest to grift. To ask people for money is perfectly acceptable.
All right.
When it becomes grifting in the negative sense is when you try to paint it up as something other than asking for money. When you try to make it a virtuous thing
Not-
to give
what-
to you.
Isn't that what they're doing, Sasquatch?
So that's exactly backwards.
Con
That's
and
exactly
That's all it is.
If I may,
backwards.
if
They're
I
That's
trying
may,
to
why
so
figure
you're
out
on
a
the
way to
internet
paint
and you're a
what
loser.
they do as an
Exactly
entertaining
the
thing.
opposite of
They
what
need a
how
format, they
reality
need
works.
bits, they need segments, a couple of clips, and you've got a show. But the question is, can you run the show for more than, say, 52 episodes if you just do the show once a week? What you can't do is say, I'm going to run a show and it be a 12-hour stream that just wanders all over the universe. That's not a show. That's
I
just
completely agree.
Okay, well, wait. Grace has chops. You can watch her
I
Wait,
have
no, I
watched
have chops.
those.
You can watch
When
her.
she's not being
eating
interrupted
things.
by
Those are
temperamental
good,
people, she
high
does have
quality,
chops.
high quality content. And
Could
they were
be.
growing and developing, and they're more than you've ever done in your entire life, obviously.
What are you guys asking of
Um,
Flo that he build your channel?
This is
He
why this is
dedicated
useless.
himself
No.
to building your
No.
channel.
I
Is that
think
No,
what
I
no,
you're
no,
agree.
no.
I think
Click
people are
off
too
and go
focused
kill
on the
This
yourself.
is
channel
I have no
this is
aspect.
problem
what
with
we're
that.
proposing to Flo. Okay, Flo is like one of the more self-aware people in the space we're in, and we're trying to create sort of a collaboration of the more self-aware, higher level people, not like the straight up delusional lol cows,
I get
who
you.
can create a space where people can interact, have beefs, debates, stuff like that aren't like on the Crucible or modern day debate, and are sort of interior, but keep it like formal. And Flo is more articulate, more self-aware, all those things than most other people in the space. So that's what we're asking him to sort of invest in with us. But it sounds to me, I'm just saying, it sounds to me like he's saying like,
But
well,
we're
I
trying
don't
to
wanna-
work him, and he's like somewhat interested and
Yeah.
somewhat like nah. Okay, so
I
like
think
okay, so
basically
let's try to
what they're
work someone
saying is
else.
they
I don't know.
wanna
I'm not going to sit
they
here
want to take
forever.
everybody from like I guess you would call it this sector, pull them in a little bit more, and have some people in the background to point them in the right direction.
Yeah, that's all it
pretty
is.
much,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like taking a bunch of guys shooting hoops on a basketball court and saying like, "Hey, you know what? Let's be a team. Let's start a league." And people go, "Oh my God, you're persuading people." Yeah, it's called life. Losers don't know what it is, and that's why they're losers.
I don't want to be a loser.
I don't agree with Ben a lot, but I do agree that everybody is kind of all over the place.
Absolutely, everybody is, and that's what I agreed with initially, right up front. And I was not just circling off there. That is an accurate observation, and we come back to what I said originally is that it's ungatherable or something, and I'm still not sure that there's anything that's changed in that.
I think that
Okay,
they're
so-
focused
No,
more
no,
on
but
the
wait,
channel
let's
aspect.
start with the
Everybody
question.
else,
You say though there's a lot of kind of talent that could be theoretically corralled into
There's
a
raw material.
formal setting.
Yeah.
It's not like you're looking at LolCow Live or the whatever podcast and you're just like, damn, that is a tight, there's no room to compete with that. Like, you know, I mean, like you look at it at a basketball court and you're like, okay, well, this is never going to compete with the NBA. That's a tight, those are the best athletes. They've got a system and you can't compete with the NBA. Okay, I agree. But I don't think that's true when you look at LolCow Live, the Destiny Sphere, and the whatever podcast, who are the big players.
Yeah.
I think they look like punks who could easily get beat. I think a
I
competitor
like
could
it,
beat
man.
them.
I don't even know you, and I like that attitude.
Thank you.
Somebody in my chat said Joe Cool is fishing for reparations.
Good luck.
And you get a lot of haters. You got a lot of haters who say like, you can't make it. And those people are generally people who are not even in the game. And I don't think they should have any say here. I just don't think they should have any say at all. They're just trying to cope for the fact they're losers. If we've been around black people, and like I say this as a foreigner, there are some tremendous rhetorical, like gifted, articulate people in the black sphere. Like this is what black people largely do. They learn how to like diss each other and and learn how to be funny, but they tend to stay in the hood, even on YouTube. They
This
tend
is
to
true.
stay in the ghetto and get into ghetto shit and end up
And
threatening
then
each other. And I'm
and
saying
the ones that go into your atmosphere, into your realm, will not usually be the ones that are genuinely from the ghetto, as you called it. The niggas you run into would be like chaotic truth, cats who I think are worthless. You know, those are the guys.
Oh, I saw your comment, Joe. Don't be a bitter. You have to admit he is really good at creating, cultivating just pure insanity.
I agree with that shit, but I have no respect for the insincere man. He's you know, he'll.
No, I agree. I agree in the sense like that, like actual black gangsters are not on YouTube talking about black issues. They're just like doing drug deals and killing people. But I'm saying like there is this kind of like black world that like tends to say like we only talk to black people, and I think a lot of those guys could like absolutely wreck Destiny one-on-one, like rhetorically. They would just win. But they're afraid to go into that white world. and only like kind of super white black people end up in that sphere. But like someone who's got a little bit more confidence, and I don't know what you want to call it, like
Yeah, that
black
factor
rhetoric
shit.
could kill it on YouTube.
Moxie.
Obviously,
That flavor.
black
You're looking for
performers
Moxie.
in the entertainment world don't need affirmative action.
Well, like
They kill it.
like Kevin Samuels, like he was super popular.
Kevin Samuels, but I'm talking
broke
about like in the music world, you don't need affirmative action. Like the Jackson 5 was awesome. I mean, they had incredible talent. Well, you could name a million. Whitney Houston, all these people. Rap music. People don't listen to rap music because they feel bad for black people. They listen to it because it's incredibly compelling. So why on YouTube do black people stay like only amongst themselves largely?
I don't know. I fuck with everybody.
I mean,
so I don't know
my
why they do
channel's
it.
got damn near as many black people as white people.
Yeah, this is pretty much my home.
I mean, if you count
I'd be
Richie as
chilling.
black, which we do because of like his quarter.
But you're not understanding my point. My point is people often have strengths that they're complacent about what they have been able to develop when they could be much bigger, but they don't want to take risks.
I'm not
That goes
understanding your
for-
logistics. I
that goes for
understand.
all
I
races.
understand your point, but not the logistics that's next.
Okay,
He's
so
trying
we
to
threw
hurt
something out
cats.
to me, which is this debate between my dad.
Okay, but
and-
listen.
and-
No, hold on a second. So let's use a sexual analogy again. If a man's dick gets hard about something, right? Or he's like saying, like, I see this could work. And then he goes, like, well, I'm not going out there because I don't know the logistics. Then what you do is you kick him in the fucking balls, which is what I'm going to do to you. If you say, like, I want to score some top tier pussy, you don't turn to the guy and go, well, how's the logistics of it? It's like,
You mad. You mad.
and get some pussy. That's what it's going to be, and we're going to see how it goes. And you're going to be my wingman sometimes. I'm going to be your wingman sometimes, and we're going to get that pussy. That's how it's going to go. That's the logistics.
What the fuck is this?
If there's some hot bitches in a bar like that, that's all you need to know. Then you get in the door. You don't go like, well, I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. Can you guarantee that I'm going to get pussy? Fuck you.
Okay, wait. I think. Hold on. I think Flo it's somewhat reasonable for him to say, "I don't see what my place in this is. I don't see how I."
I already said it.
Late night, the after party. That's what he.
Well,
already
people
does
are.
that
I
kind
think
of
this
shit.
would be helpful for his chat and his people to say, "What are your strengths?" And it's fine to say also, "What are not your strengths?" And I think like I could do the "what are not your strengths" thing and say like he doesn't have the inclination to do like bombastic, spurging out type of stuff. So he's not so much the one who is being clipped as the one who is commenting on the clips.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean good or bad, but it is in a sense second level.
Yeah.
Right. In a sense, like
down to earth.
in a sense, like, yeah, but like those people can do very well. I don't know what to say. David
As
Letterman.
much as I want to disagree with you, I think you're onto something, man.
All
Well,
right.
how can
so
I be
he's like-
first level? I want to be first level.
His strengths are that he's a good-looking guy. He is not a narcissist himself. He brings out, like people said, brings out the best in others. I think that he isn't ruthless, but maybe that's because where he's at, he isn't that ruthless about like keeping the higher tier content. A lot of times, a Flow State panel, there was literally no one cammed up, including him.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, by about hour 6, I kind of quit fucking around.
But why would you cam off ever? I don't get it.
He want to fuck you, Flo.
He
To
does
jerk off.
mostly to
obviously.
masturbate, right? We already
Yeah,
said that.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm gay
Yeah.
for Flow State to succeed.
Sometimes you want to scratch your balls and pick your nose. I mean, just
Okay.
Okay, hold
hours
on.
on
Hold on. I
end.
want to say something. Okay, you got Glenn Lawrence, you got Speakeasy, and you got Flow State. They all do streams that are essentially the same thing. They cover a few things at first, and then they have an open panel for hours on end, and it's like meandering and whatever. Right? That's true, right?
So
I
far-
think they're a little different because Speakeasy's a little more. Well, Speakeasy and Glenn are like frankly, like Andrew Wilson ball washers at this point, and Flow State's not.
Well,
Yeah,
continue,
the
Grace,
topics
continue.
differentiate them.
I think Flow State's more of a conspiracy
All right.
sphere type of guy, less of like I think he's less into this red pill thing one
Let's
way or the other.
assume you're right, Grace. They're all in the same rail. Where are you going?
Okay, so what I'm saying is like flow state. Are you sick of doing the same thing as those two? Because they're like way less talented than you. And what do you think your strengths would be? How could we move you out of that sphere together? And it doesn't have to be on your channel or our channel or whatever. Like I'm just saying, get rid of that shit and say like, what would you like to do if you could have a tighter format? Because you've got to be sick of the panels for 6 hours crap.
10 hours.
Oh no, I'm on 13 and a half
Holy
now.
fuck.
I know you must be tired. Like
I'm tired of shit. But I guess I'm not sure, and that's sort of because I've never planned any of this shit at all. I just sort of found myself here. So
same with us.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that honestly.
I guess the same as everybody here. No one planned to be here.
No, I thought sinking your time and
plan to
energy
be.
into building a YouTube channel that they can turn off at any moment was a retarded idea, and I still do, but it's fun. And
okay, well, when you say it's fun, unpack that a little bit. What's fun about it, and what's not fun sometimes about it?
I like interacting with people most of the time. I like that it's mine and self-directed. I like that it's unpredictable.
Okay.
Yes, this is the best part.
Yeah. Okay.
You never know where it will go. It's the best part.
Okay, so there's some spontaneity, but don't you also get sometimes tired of it? Sometimes when you just get spontaneously loser after loser after loser.
I don't have that poor of a
part in this side.
I don't get that poor of hands all that often. I get frustrated with people quick enough, and I'll thin them out.
Okay, all right, I believe you. Are you frustrated that people don't cam up?
Not frequently. Sometimes I'd prefer it, but not enough to make a big deal about. The things that bother me, I typically address, like people who sniff into their microphone. Or breathe loud. Loud breathers.
People sneeze into the microphone.
No, not Grace. Grace, the blowing the nose thing is great because that'll be its own content. I go the other direction with that, but
it's kind of hot even.
Yeah, no, I address things that irritate.
Hold on, I have a chat that I think is relevant. Hagbard in my chat says they finally got to the point where they realized that they don't like structure and prefer chaos. Is that what you're saying?
Is that chat talking about you guys or about the panel verse in general? I've recognized
what you're doing is chaotic. Yeah. I guess what I'm asking you is like, if you could, like, obviously this is sort of like, low level stuff. If you could make something more organized, what would you do? And I guess the chat is saying, the guy in my chat is saying, like, you actually prefer just being chaotic.
Yeah. Can I use an analogy? It's like if we get away from masturbation, but you say like casual sex. Right?
We can talk. Okay.
God.
Casual, like going and having casual sex with women, which you can do. And I'm not, doesn't mean I'm gay, but like, obviously you're a good looking guy. You have a certain amount of charm. Okay. You can say like, oh, I never know what I'm going to encounter at the bar. And it's fun because every night it could be a different bitch. Okay. But if you choose that long term, a lot of times guys will say, okay, but I'm missing out because I can't have kids. I can't have that kind of long-term relationship, which will make me grow as a person because it gets boring, even though it's like fun. It might be fun, but it gets old. And I'm saying the same thing on YouTube. It's say like, well, it's spontaneous because it's not structured, but then you're missing out on certain things like
opportunity,
really high levels of success and talking to people who are really big creators. They're never going to come on your channel.
Yeah, that's the opportunity cost. I agree, and I think that you and I we're sort of doing the same thing, which is kind of rummaging around and feeling where that structure could be put in place. Right. So I'm not opposed to more structure and less chaos. I recognize that it's necessary at some point. I'm just not sure where it is.
Yeah, you might not be there, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's where we're trying to
flow in this partnership. And I don't want the Thorpes to answer. In this partnership, what do they bring for you? What would be your advantage to fucking with them?
Well, I don't even know what even the idea is.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And so it's hard for me to answer that.
He's trying to
all right.
center
Fuck
a
you.
whole
You don't
sector
see any
around
advantage of
one
having like a
stream.
21-year-old girl that you're working with. She could wedge into almost any space.
It's true. I can't.
What about you, bro? Or you, bro? I
Me.
can see, you know, you can get her to do anything. She can read a phone book. But why team up with you guys? Why do he need both of you?
Why me?
Yeah.
Because I'm the fucking Don. He already said it. Like, I'm the mastermind. I'm a fucking
That's
Guys,
all.
genius.
but
That's what I
guys,
wanted to
there
hear
is
him
no
say it. That's
He
what I
wants
wanted to
me
hear
there
at
him
the
is
say.
no
table.
idea here. There is no idea here. You guys are just speed rolling and freestyling a brainstorm. You're not
And also,
trying
let me say the
to.
other thing. When you have a father-daughter
Leave hitting
duo,
with the critical
everyone
intent.
can fit in because young guys want to like get with
I
Grace and
see
they
your
have daddy
point.
issues with me. Older women
Yeah.
hate Grace and they hate me for having like a young woman who's with. It's like the perfect kind of troll for everybody.
We can piss off everybody.
I think
I
the
gotta
problem here.
call wifey to bring some weed up here. I'll be back for.
I
You
think the
you don't
problem
see what there's to gain. Open your fucking eyes and open your fucking ears and listen for a minute. And
All right,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
the
stay.
answer is.
I like this shit. Go ahead,
I think the
motherfucker.
problem is that Flo feels like if he was to work with us, that he would have to be like submissive to us. Or
It's
something.
opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. I don't know what you're even.
No one's
proposing.
taking anything away from you.
He says he
You
doesn't
can
know what we're proposing.
You
He
can
keeps
continue.
saying
You can
this.
continue to do what you're doing. It's
Well-
fine. No one's saying like you got to stop doing what you're doing. I'm just saying, why wouldn't you invest? And you are investing. I don't even understand. It's like a ridiculous meta discussion. You are investing and you're listening and you're responding somewhat, and then you're like have some hesitation. Okay, fine.
Can you give him a concrete concept of something that he could
I just
do?
told him Lauren Daly, but see, you.
He said he didn't want to do that.
Wait.
What are you talking about? He said he didn't want to moderate that.
Why not?
Well, he said I'm not interested. He
Oh,
said
okay.
I'm not interested in moderating that debate. Like that doesn't really pique my interest.
Okay.
Right? Didn't you?
I don't remember saying that, but I mean,
You
I don't
did.
even
You
remember.
said,
Lauren De Laguna.
I
Man,
think I-
this
No, go ahead.
this isn't an idea, right? You're okay. So you're inviting me to what? Talk to Lauren De Laguna?
No. I'm saying like I could set up. I was trying to do it with Chaotic Truth. I could set up, but if you don't feel like that's your thing,
I don't
okay.
know what the question is, so I'm not even saying.
Set
if
up
I
a
feel-
debate. It's like a debate about domestic violence laws. You've talked about it with me somewhat.
Okay.
You're familiar enough to like understand what the basic.
So you're
thing is.
asking me to moderate or to be a debater?
Oh, moderate.
Oh, I'll moderate a debate. Yeah, I'm good with that.
You said you weren't earlier. You said that.
I don't
doesn't
even think
sound
we talked
interesting
about
to
that.
you.
You in
No,
fact
and I
did
think
not
I
talk
think
about
advantage of flow state. I'm not sure if he's like I'm not sure if like moderating is his thing, but like
don't
it's
know either.
adjacent to his thing at least.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, he's a good looking guy and he can seem kind of normal. So he won't off put Lauren so much as a lot of people on the internet who would just be like saying like, oh, you have big boobs, you have big boobs, you have big boobs.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
She
Some
does
social
have big
skills.
boobs though.
Right.
He does, yes, and she knows it. But if someone's constantly talking about it, it's going to make her go like, "Okay, this is just weirdo, Bill."
Yeah. If you need a moderator for a debate with Grace and Lauren, I'm happy to do it.
There you go, Grace and Lauren.
It's him and Lauren.
Or okay, Ben and Lauren.
It could be good, Grace and Lauren, though. That would be interesting.
Okay,
It'd make a better thumbnail.
okay. That sounds
Not that
great.
Ben
That's 'cause
isn't
you're
a
not
beautiful
gay. You say
man.
that you're not gay. Gay dudes find me very attractive, and bitches too.
Is that true, Resto?
Oh, I'm sorry. You got to ask Richie.
Hey,
You get us mixed up sometimes.
I had a woman say,
I can see the
I'm
resemblance.
going to give you a pass on that one.
to Ruby that she was so like disgusted by me that I've been in her dreams for like weeks. And when I'm in her dreams, she goes down to her basement and she's trying to do laundry. And I'm like, bitch, no, you're not doing laundry.
This is
And
not
then
a lie. This is a legit dream that one of Ruby's.
And then
friends
she
had
goes up and hides in the attic and waits for me to, come smashing through the door.
with a knife.
You telling me that woman's not attracted to me? She is.
Huh?
It's like her own personal Hallmark movie, like Lifetime movie. The guy in the basement who won't let me do laundry. It's like a 20-part miniseries. And it all comes from my personality.
I actually came up here
Crickets.
thinking that I knew what you were talking about, and now I'm more confused.
He's talking.
Women, they
We
say
met
like
up-
I have no
okay.
interest in Ben Thorpe, but they do. But
We
it's
met
just
up with
this
a
like
woman.
weird.
We
Women
met up-
never say that.
We
Go
met
ahead.
up with a woman
Absolutely
named
not.
Ruby who had a friend who watched Ruby's streams with us, and the friend ended up texting Ruby, who showed us this text, a text about a dream she had about my dad, where she went down to the basement. My dad was there, and he told her she couldn't do laundry, and then she ran upstairs to her attic and hid with a knife, waiting for him to come up and find her. So that's what he's talking about.
I'm
That was a
not-
dream that a
I'm
friend
not
of.
sure if that's a sexual attraction. I'm not sure.
Oh
That's kind
my
of a creep
God, okay.
factor. That's a
Well,
creep factor.
it's interest.
I like the role they play though. I like to play that role and be like, nah, you're not doing laundry today.
No laundry.
Fuck out of here.
That's even more creepy.
It's kind of weirdly not creepy. Just to say like, no, you're not using the laundry machine.
No laundry for
It's
you.
not really
Ho.
like.
Ho.
It's not really
Get
like.
out of the laundry room.
Grace, you made it less creepy right there, didn't you?
My Andrew Tate
I
impression.
think like the dynamics of you, of the two of you, Ben and Grace, the dynamics of your relationship is a fucking show, isn't it?
That
It's a
is
shit
what
show.
that's what we built our channel on.
It has been, yeah.
I mean,
But we'd like to branch out a little bit. There's all sorts of like we do IRL stuff. That's my favorite thing to do with my dad. Just go places and like have adventures. We always run into somebody crazy.
Yeah.
How do you branch out from a shit show and a dumpster fire, though?
Oh well, I had a speed dating show, which is a pretty basic format, and it got like 200 viewers per night. It was every Thursday night, and I did it for a week, but I kind of couldn't keep it going.
No, you did it for
because-
like a month.
Yeah, I did it for a month, but like
Every
on and off.
Thursday night for a week.
Well, did I say for a week? I meant month. Yeah, I did it for like
a week.
I did like 7 episodes or something. It was good, but it's not exactly like it got kind of boring. It's not really my interest. But I tried to hand it off to people, and they just totally ruined it. So I learned that I need to be running the show for it to work.
Does Thorpe TV have a recurring theme or any sort of schedule?
No, not right now.
No, we're still in that kind of
We're
feeling
in
it
the-
out stage.
Yeah, we're in the Boyd phase. We're not trying to say we're any better than Flo, but I'm just saying like I'm willing to invest. My dad's willing to invest. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just saying like Flo saying like, yeah, I'll be a moderator for a debate you have. It doesn't like it just seems like okay, well, that's
Why not say like that is what it is, and so if it works, it works. Okay.
okay.
I think he'll show up. I don't think he's one of these people who's just gonna say like, "Oh, I'm busy and I'm too good for you." I think
No,
he'd
I
show
don't think
up,
so. Yeah.
and it would be what it would be, and I think he'd bring a certain amount of energy to it. But I'm not sure he would treat it like his life depended on it. But like, why should he?
No, yeah, I wouldn't say that would make any sense.
I think it would be more likely that Lauren would flake.
I think your idea, Ben, for doing something, an Atlas takeover, is probably the best idea I heard you come up with.
What is
Somebody that
Atlas
did that-
Takeover?
The whatever.
Whatever podcast.
The reason being is I do see that having gone from one direction to another. It seemed to be, a little more pro the girls, and now it's gone pro kind of dismantling the girls.
Oh, really? It
So-
started off different. I've only seen it from the.
Well, it's always been. I mean,
Yell
more
at
so with
hooves.
Andrew, I guess. Yeah. Well, and I don't think that's the way to get the.
I'm getting too much money.
And thank you to the guy who sent me the Cash App. I'm going to leave you anonymous because I'm not sure if that's what you want, but I appreciate you.
The girls have a lot of stories of their own, and I think trying to pull out the stories themselves would be more interesting than trying to pull out whether or not they're Christian or they feel like they're whore.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey,
I'd
Flo,
like to
we're
hear-
gonna hop off. But is there a way I can contact you like off stream?
Yeah. Who's
Is
up
it your
here?
email? Please don't be that much.
It's his Cash App.
Do you have
Um,
Discord?
I don't do Discord. Do you want Messenger or cell phone or email?
Oh my god, you're such a boomer. Cell phone, please.
Should I give you my physical address, or you write it on an envelope in the ballpark?
Oh, I've been doxxed already. All right.
You should probably
Rusty-
kick everybody out before
yeah,
you put your cell phone number in the back.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna
Oh,
kick.
you know what? I'll just send you mine and just text me.
No, kick me out before she sends that. I don't want to see that shit.
There you go.
We are clearing people. Everybody who's getting cleared out, if you would like to bounce back in, Resto's staying because he
matter.
wanted
You don't
kicked
have
out.
to do this. I already sent you my number.
Kick my.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you can have them back on. You got it? Oh,
Oops, that's wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Nothing.
It's a good thing it's wrong, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Really.
All right, I'll just take that.
No, I got it. No, I'm not. I forgot I was live streaming the backstage. I'm not anymore. You can send it.
You know what? I'll just text you from.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Later.
You're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me.
You're persistent.
I hate you.
What do you want?
Your money. Oh, let me shut that off. Fuck. You got any money? I need a loan, man. I'm here for a small loan.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. Are you wanting to have a meeting now, publicly, or privately later?
Privately later.
Problem solved. Let's see. I can only do one thing though. I'm gonna YouTube backstage. I'm gonna wrap up this, but so who thinks that Ben is trying to hustle me? I do. And all you do, I think. At least that's what the poll said. Last poll, who would you rather see on a show? Flo and Grace win at 33%, followed by Flo and Lauren De Laguna at 30, followed by Flo and Ben and Grace at 18, followed by Flo and Ben at 18. So, and that's kind of what I was wanting to tease out is whether or not Ben is benefiting Grace or not. And I appreciate all the people in the audience who had my 6 and were like, watch out, Ben's trying to manipulate. I know. I will moderate that debate. See, that's no issue. I'm perfectly happy to do that. I don't need anything in return for it. It's not a big commitment, and it's defined. But what I'll never do is just write a blank check on my time and attention to something that's been undefined, which I think where the request really started out at. You mean it like what? Who is this at? This is the stupidest whataboutism. Moose. I don't. Does a good. Yep. Absolutely targeted patent, and let me look you up real quick. Ah, god damn, my back hurts from sitting here all night. Yep, I always am happy to have people review any of my shit, whatever. Don't worry about strikes. I've never copyright struck a person. I appreciate the exposure. I'm sorry, Jody. My understanding is that it was Gangstars, whatever his fucking name is. Banksy, if you're still here, I normally will pin the link if I'm opening it. This I haven't really put out the panel, or I haven't put out the link because it's an afterthought stream, and I'm not trying to have it go on and on and on. Yeah, no, I agree. That said, I am happy to moderate a debate. That's nothing. He could have opened with that. If he wants to have a debate with Lauren De Laguna, for sure. I'll moderate it. I'm happy to do that. There, here, wherever. But that's not what was originally being proposed. So that's just where he landed. When forced to choose one. I've taken away a lot of wrenches, and it's not due to people's fault. Nobody's done anything wrong. I'm just trying to thin out the wrenches, just in general. I've got a thought. There's a reason it hasn't been implemented. It's just sort of been a back burner thing. But yeah, Richie, I don't know if Richie had a wrench. He may have. He may not have. But yeah, I'm moving away from the wrench as a token of friendship sort of thing, right? But yeah, if you've lost, but there are people who have lost wrenches in the past few months, and to no fault of their own. So even though Richie never had one, it is worth kind of repeating and answering the question again, or addressing again, because probably most of them haven't seen the first time I announced it. It's more to manage, right? If you give wrenches out to friends, bidders or however you do it, the more wrenches, the more you got to manage, and then people use it for personal reasons. It just becomes a whole drama. It becomes a whole shit show, right? That I already have enough time chasing around the shit show on panel. I have no desire to chase around a shit show in chat. Only if you can beat me at kickboxing. Right? I know. People abuse it. I don't have anyone I think has been abusing theirs. But yeah, I'm not trusting, right? Like I don't know if I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I feel like I hide that I'm kind of a control freak a little bit, but I don't know that I necessarily do as well as I feel like I do. But yeah, I'm kind of controlling and not I don't give people openings, right? My exposure is very managed. And so I tend to keep chinks in my armor minimized. It is tribalistic, but it's also pragmatic and functional if used right, you know. Like Crispy Tree here, I might as well bring you up on praising you. Crispy Tree is fantastic mod, right? She welcomes people. Sometimes she fights with people, but she's
I hardly ever fight with anybody.
sometimes she runs up in the middle of fights, but yeah, that's solid mod. And where's Firm? Firm, solid mod.
Yeah, he does do a good job.
Yeah, but that's really funny.
That's so nice that you gave me a compliment. I don't fight with I try very hard to get along with people in this chat. This chat I get more shit in this chat than any other chat I've ever been in.
You get what?
I have like arguments in this chat. Like I don't fight
Hmm.
with anybody in other places, just in I've had problems with a couple of the girls in here.
Yeah, my channel has a bit more rowdiness than I think probably.
Yes. Yeah, I never know what in the hell to mod in here because it's like it's different than any other place. Like this shit would not go anywhere else in anyone else's chat. Like almost all comments are allowed in.
Come here, Zephyr. I assume she's talking to me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know her. Did she kind of came out? Do you know her? Did she? Haven't seen her in this chat.
I mean, you know that you were talking to her tonight.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. I mean, like before tonight.
I
That's
think
what
I've seen her. Where'd you come from, Zephyr?
Yeah, I've seen her around. I've seen that name, but I don't know where. Not in here, I don't think.
Oh, she wants to hug you. Yeah.
Aw, that's so nice. I appreciate that.
Nice. Well, I'm just who's on right now? Where do I want to dump this bag of
Let me see.
misfits?
I
Oh, you
wanna-
know what never happened?
What?
I keep forgetting about this because I was trying to shill it. Wow, I got so many tabs open.
It's okay. Your
The
tab
speed
will be
date with Grace and Lauren and whatever that.
I know. I wanted to see that.
Yeah. If I get what was the price? If I get $50 in real quick, we could still review it. I haven't watched it actually. I think that I will think it's cringy, even though dude told me that I did. I mean, his feedback was all positive and everything.
Yeah, I wanted to see that because I haven't seen you speed date, I don't think.
It's the only speed date I've ever done.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it. I remember when you did it, I just didn't see it. For whatever reason.
Yeah. No, it was, the outcome was sort of interesting. I wonder your feedback.
Can you drop the cash?
Your feedback.
Oh, okay.
It just got dropped.
Okay, good.
I am wrapping up anyways though. Okay, but I got to figure out where I'm going to dump you. If I'm going to dump you somewhere. But yeah, to put a bow on the whole thing, Ben and Grace, I will be happy to moderate things. I'll be happy to participate in things as long as the request and the as long as you specify what it is you're requesting of me. I'll never do any open-ended commitments, and I do recognize that this whole thing was. I'm not getting in the stable, Ben. I'm not that easy to dupe. I'm a little more street smart than I let on. But I ain't mad at you for trying to put me in the stable anyways. I did like the production value there, right? He's in the suit and in the chair, sitting in the back behind her like the Don. And then about halfway through, he's like, fuck this shit, I need to lay down. Absolutely. Oh, good call, good call, good call. What notes do they need to take? What am I doing? What am I doing? I mean, you're probably right. They probably do need to take notes, but I think they need to take naps. Maybe that's just me. What did I do? I don't know what I did good work on. I'm authentic, I guess. You can't teach it. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. Authenticity? I mean, people don't need to. There's nothing to learn, right? People already. It's like impossible not to know. You know yourself automatically. It's impossible to not know it, right? All you have to do is just allow what you know to be, and I don't know. It's coming out in a really like woo-woo-ish sort of way, right? But it's sort of a woo-woo-ish idea. But people need to come into their own power and their own person. Stop trying to be other people. So yeah, I guess Richie's right to an extent. Like I wouldn't be able to teach anybody how to be me because it wouldn't be beneficial to anybody but me. Discernment, yeah, that I mean that shit was hard earned. If I have it, I'm not even sure I have a ton of it. All right, let me see this real quick. Let me see. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Hang on, say hi, let them know I'm here. This is kind of a newish one. Haven't been here. I don't think most. I don't know if I've ever sent anybody over there. The Thorpes didn't. I mean, not turned down. Just Ben probably got less than Ben didn't get what he wanted necessarily, but he got. I agreed to something much lesser. It's like a plea deal to like way lesser charges. Ben's rummaging around for people that he can put under his leadership, and he came over here to test the water. And I don't know. I'm cool with that. It's just not going to happen. But yeah. And Grace was more confused than I was. God, poor Grace. I can't imagine living my whole life with somebody who gaslights like that is crazy. Not explaining shit and then acting like you explain shit. It's poor form. Yeah, I mean, he's like the world's worst pimp. And yeah, they're welcome here anytime. You know, I know that there are some people who like to clutch their pearls. But this isn't a morality contest, and I think that people who clutch pearls at the Thorpes, you know, I generally don't trust people who sit around kind of condemning others at all. Not that things aren't condemnable sometimes, but that activity is almost always somebody cognitively scapegoating, right? Because they haven't integrated their shadow. If people aren't familiar with Carl Jung and what the concept of integrating the shadow is, you should really look into it. It's important. Wait, what don't I hide? They're living on the road in an RV and staying at hotels, I guess. It's strange. Carl Jung I mean he did write stuff, but it's things that you can just Google search Jung. It's spelled Jun. He's also the one. Carl Jung is the one that developed the personality types thing, the system that I'm all into. Carl Jung, and the concept is shadow. If you just type Carl Jung shadow, you'll get a lot of videos or articles or whatever. But it's not a complicated concept, but it is contrary to like Christianity, for instance, or Islam. Really, I mean, the Abrahamic religions, as far as I'm concerned. But the idea is just that our shadow self is the part of ourselves that we reject or try to reject. Right? It's, you know, the angry, scared, depressed, weak, whatever the parts of you are that you're ashamed of or try to not have, right? Instead of repressing it, like Christianity, for instance, which teaches people to basically deny that they have these aspects. It's to be aware of them and accept them, right? It's the idea that if you don't know something's there, or if you refuse to acknowledge it, then you can't control it. And so since we can't get rid of parts of ourselves, right? They're there for good. We need to integrate them into our whole personality, and then we can manage them consciously. And so anyways, I'm rambling. But when I see people condemning others, right? Even if the behavior is condemnable, what I feel like I'm watching is somebody who is engaging in an activity of self-soothing, right? They're and from a shadow perspective, right? Like they haven't acknowledged their own shitty parts, and so it makes them feel better to attack those things another. It's projection, you could call it that. Yeah, those people throw that shit around. It doesn't matter if somebody calls you a narcissist or not. Yeah, he is a Swiss psychologist. Yeah, he's good. Um, I don't know what analogy you're trying to make. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I mean, Ben's not wrong to the extent that this sort of dynamic is universal, right? People are transactional to a large degree, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's sort of it's a delusion of us that we have for some reason to think that everybody needs to be valued as a person for who they are. It's bullshit. You can't do it, right? Sometimes I need to buy a pack of cigarettes. I don't need to know that person's life story. I don't need to care about them. We just need a transaction, right? And that's good. We're both happier for it. Everybody's better off. Nobody's been harmed, and nothing else is owed. And so life is transactional. Relationships are transactional. Not only transactional, at least ideally, not the ones closer to you, but yeah, if there's absolutely nothing wrong with pursuing something that you think could get you profit, and if I'm sitting here squandering my talent and they think they can put it to use better, then or to their own benefit, even if it's not better overall, then they should do that because they're looking out for their own best interest, right? If they can convince me to help them in a way, then that's what they should do. Who do you want analyzed? Do a bump. Well, and you don't have to associate with them. No, you're just being delusional and self-righteous. So why not have people who eat excrement next? And if I don't like that as well, I must be repressing myself or haven't dealt with my shadow being. Yeah, I mean, I think that the vitriol and passion with which people are eager to condemn. Look, is their shit weird? Absolutely. Is it condemnable, the behavior? Yeah. But the condemnation of the person entirely as well at this level, that feels like you maybe don't recognize that there's probably some shit about yourself that's just as that. Well, maybe, but that you got a lot of shit in your own canoe. I'll probably eat some cereal when I get off. Maybe. I don't know. It might be respectful. I don't know that I think it should be expected or that it's disrespectful if not offered or not explained all the way through, you know? Yo. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a it's a toxic relationship for sure. I think everybody would prefer Grace remove herself from that, but that's is what evil. When I mean, you got to tell me. I don't know when you wrote this or what I was talking about. Is it evil to condemn people? Is what they're doing evil? Is evil a thing? No, he won't. She's his main asset. And she's not stupid. She yeah. You don't think people like Ben should have a public voice? Why? Do you think not giving them a voice will stop things or make them better? Do you think that the public voice is persuading people towards bad behavior? I do. I think that anybody who wants to talk should talk. I actually believe in freedom of speech, personally, for a lot of reasons, but one of which is you want to know who the fucking crazy people are. Not letting somebody talk or not listening to somebody doesn't change the fact that they exist. Doesn't change anything. It's just sort of burying your head in the sand. I don't think he has an impact. Look, letting people see bad behavior, I don't think encourages the bad behavior that much. Of course, it's a balancing act, but regardless, that's not an option at hand. There's nothing that you or I or anybody else could do to remove his ability to speak. Hypothetically, even if I thought we should be able to, we can't. So, clutching pearls, making a big deal, and ranting, raving, and condemning him is not helpful. Also, the other component that everybody likes to forget is that Grace is a victim, and but when people are dealing with this topic, they don't treat her like one. They lump them both together. Is she adult? Yeah, but no, I think. I mean, I don't. I don't think. Who knows? I think that Ben lies to everybody around him, and I don't know that I think. I mean, I didn't get the impression at all today that Grace was involved in any deception, just trying to figure shit out. Did you? I appreciate it. Where's my thing? I don't even know where my phone is. God damn, it's noon. I gotta get my monetization back. This not having super chats is fucking gay. Even if it does take like a third of it, it's just way better for everybody having it ding ding just pop up right here. Fucking gay, YouTube. Was there no message attached to it? Is it just an unmessaged dono? Well, Chuck, I appreciate it. Chuck, one of the best supporters of the show. Honestly, provide y'all who watch this regularly can thank Chuck because he does a lot to make this something that I can even do full time. So without Chuck, a lot of y'all wouldn't be getting this. What's the clip for Chuck?
Flustered as I'm a lol. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but for some reason it's entertaining anyway. Jump on one of my open panels sometimes. Teach us Swahili and pick up some subs. Flow State, is this your YouTube channel? I will come. Pause. Pause. I'll drop by. And I'm gonna teach you guys Swahili. By the time you'll be watching my streams, all of you will be like, oh, this language is so fun.
Anyways, thank you, Chuck. And something else just happened. And Sherelle for the Flow State Groupie Fund. Amen. Thank you, Sherelle, as well.
Just get to the money part, all right? Just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
And actually, this is probably more. This is Sherelle. This is why I sent for you.
I'm telling you, man, that dude, that slow, or what the hell was his name? Flow State. I was calling him Slowly. Those are the kinds of simps that are destroying civilization. Absolutely.
What's a matcher? Brandon Looney Tunes, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you, Pops. Old Joe. Now, can't we agree that there's a few bigger fans? Maybe one or two. I think so. And maybe this is what I should have done from the beginning. Just get tired and sit up here. Note to self: get tired and then just sit here and ramble at the chat. Noted. That's the kind of content y'all like. Jody D, Thank you for the $10. It says, for how about some? And then it cuts off right there. So you're going to have to complete that thought otherwise.
Thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's what you are. You gave me money for absolutely nothing.
Unless you can finish the thought. Because it just says, how about some? Okay. Well, here's some. you did all right. Go with the flow. I'll go with the flow. Here you go. Here's some. Shit. All right. Probably shouldn't do that. Let's see. I've already chosen where you guys are going, and I've said bye 1,000 times. I just gotta actually click the thing up. And after this, maybe I'll go finish. I'll probably go to sleep, but I was about to flirt with Crispy. Yesterday, I was talking to Crispy, and I said I gotta go. I'm just da. You know, I've got a stream I'm setting up later, and I was working my truck because I have my truck lifted, and I lifted it and I put on bigger rims and tires and stuff. Because I'm kind of a redneck. And she, after hearing me talk like a redneck for a minute, she's like, "Are you flirting with me?" or something like that. Well, so anyways, Crispy, I'm probably gonna go, do redneck man shit. Maybe not immediately, but at some point. I just want to put that image in your head. And all your heads. If that image works for any other women out there, yeah, take that. Do what you want with it. Damn, where the fuck's the there it is. Cool. I thought the stream ended. I was going to send you two. Oh yeah. I haven't checked my email, but I am expecting nudes from at least Ashley because she promised them. If you feel inclined to send nudes, don't send me any dicks.